correct and getting us started with our recording. Okay, I'm going to go straight to Canvas so that we can make sure that you guys are aware of what is due shortly. So this Sunday, the 11th, on Canvas, you will need to have turned in responding to the discussion board number 1. And we talked about this last time. And it looks like many of you responded, so this is good. Great. I can see that a lot of you responded to discussion board 1. So you could choose, think about a problem you were asked to solve when you were part of a group. What's the difference between working on a problem alone and with a group? Give specific examples of obstacles that make problem solving with a group difficult. Or analyze a problem you currently have according to its present situation, obstacles, and goal. What are ways you could get around or go through the obstacles? Show us how you would use mind mapping to solve an actual problem you're having. All right, so we went over this together and I posted the first one. Hongji responded to me. So did Marina. Awesome. Oh, awesome. So here, Louise says, sometimes when the people try to figure out what is the root cause or identify the problem, they avoid to check different options. And they always take the first idea as the main one and minimize the others because they run out of time or they don't have people with enough experience on the job. Cool. Everyone has different personalities and different working styles, so there must be some differences in working together. Awesome. Looks like you guys all responded, so this is great. Perfect. So going back out on Sunday, you need to have turned in your reading questions. And if you need my response to your reading questions, I'm going to be correcting everything tomorrow morning when I get up early. So I know I did correct many people's reading questions already. But if I haven't corrected yours yet, I'll be doing it tomorrow morning. So you'll have time to turn your work in on Canvas by Sunday night, which is the due date for this assignment. Okay. And then your journal entry number 2. So those things are on our Google Classroom. So journal entry 2 says, describe a time when you had to make a difficult decision. Why was it so difficult? What would you do differently if you had to make the decision again? So both of these assignments are on our week 2. For problem solving and decision making. And so I'm going to click on the reading questions and look to see, okay, so 10 people turned it in. And I know that I corrected quite a few people's work. So did you guys resubmit it after I corrected it? Let me go in and look. Because I know that I already corrected your work once. So tomorrow morning I'll be getting up and going through and correcting these. So you'll have time to turn them in on Canvas. All right, so it looks like the 10 people who have turned these in are Amy, Edie, Lena, Luis, Marina, Reina, Susanna, Vamsi, Winnie, and Jean. And then the 10 people who still need to turn them in: Dana, Frishta, Juan Carlos, Kirti, Salvador, Sonia, Sujin. I don't think Sujin's in our class anymore. Truk, and Zamir. Okay, so you guys, this is due Sunday night. So you 10 people who haven't turned it in yet, if you don't get it turned in by tomorrow morning, I will not be able to correct it before you turn it in on Canvas. Going back to our classroom. Sorry. The other thing that's due this Sunday is your journal entry. Again, I did correct many people's journal entries already. So I don't know if people resubmitted these, but 8 people have turned in the journal entry: Amy, Edie, Lena, Luis, Marina, Susanna, Vamsi, and Winnie. And 12 people have not turned in the journal entry. So again, if you would like me to correct these, they need to be turned in to me by tonight so I can correct them in the morning. So these people have not turned in week 2 journal entry to me. Okay, going back to our classroom. So on Monday, you're going to be getting a brand new module or week. All of the assignments are going to be posted on Monday for week 3. So week 3 is going to have a final exam and a journal entry due on Canvas. These 2 things here, this is the reading packet, and this is your vocabulary table for week 3. These 2 things are the things that need to be turned in on Canvas, in addition to your discussion questions, okay? So I'm going to click on the journal entry first. This is on our Google Classroom. So the journal entry says, discuss what you have learned about problem solving and decision making in this course. And I have an example answer right here. You guys all need to write your own answers to this question down below. And this is going to be due not this Sunday, but next Sunday. Okay, so this has a little over a week on it. But I encourage you to turn it in early so that I have time to correct it. If I correct your work once, please do not resubmit it to me, okay? If I correct it once, keep it and turn it into Canvas. Because if you turn it into me again, I don't know if I've corrected it already or not, okay? So only if I give you back your work, make the corrections and don't resubmit it to me. Just take it, copy it, and submit it on Canvas. Otherwise, I think I have to keep correcting a lot of work, and probably I've already corrected a lot of it, right? I only want you to turn your work in once, the first time, okay? All right, so here is the sample answer to the first journal question that says, what have you learned about problem solving and decision making in this course? So here's an example answer. I have learned that you cannot make assumptions about what the causes of problems are. This is a big one that we've learned about. You cannot make assumptions. You have to take a systematic, that means careful, look at all of the possible causes and examine, that means look at, each one to see if or how much each of them are contributing to the problem. Once you've gathered all of the data about which causes are the source of most of the problem, it's time to weigh out which actions to take to solve those problems. Before you do that, you must consider the possible effects of the actions you decide to take in areas like time, cost, quality, safety, and history. Also, you must make sure that you have gathered enough relevant and reliable evidence to support the actions that you decide to take. Once you finally take action, it is important to examine the results of your action and decide whether you want to make any changes or alterations. Learning from mistakes and improving is also an important step. Okay, so this is an example answer to your week 3 journal entry question. When you write yours, you can write something like this, okay? Write something like this, but don't copy me. Okay, how can you improve how can you improve your creativity and critical thinking so that you can solve problems and make better decisions in the future? So we have not talked yet about creativity. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. But here is the sample answer, and we haven't talked about this as a class yet. But here's how you can improve your creativity and critical thinking. So creativity, that means being able to come up with new and different ways of solving problems. And critical thinking means looking at a problem carefully and figuring out all of the possible things that you can possibly do to solve it. All right? So here's the answer. You can improve your creativity by looking at a problem in a new way. Try to approach it as if you were a child experiencing it for the first time, and look for possible causes and solutions that are outside the box. So outside the box means new and different ways of thinking that are not typical, not normal, not usual, okay? Meaning not the ones that are most typically identified. You can use problem-solving activities that encourage you to keep changing the way you look at and define the problem, like the 40-20-10-5 rule. So we're going to talk about that today. That was in your reading packet. And today we're going to talk about the 40-20-10-5 rule, in which you narrow the definition of your problem from 40 words to 5 words, or the 10 by 10 by 10 matrix, in which you generate 10 solutions, pick one of those, then generate 10 more variations of that idea, pick one of those, then generate 10 more variations of that idea, and so on. The point is to force yourself to look at the problem from new perspectives so that you might find new and better ways to solve it. Okay, so these are exercises that you can
frozen,
do.
Right?
What? Did you have a question?
No, the screen was frozen. The screen was frozen.
Oh, okay. So these are little exercises that you can do to help yourself be more creative. Now I'm going to show you the final on Canvas. So a final exam means your test. okay, at the end of the course. So it's important that you do well on the test. So let's go back to our assignments, and we go to week 3. So this is the final that's not due until October 18th, but you can start turning it in as early as October 12th, okay? So let's look at week 3. Final exam. It says answer these 2 questions. And I'm going to go to, I have basically written these same 2 questions and put them on our Google Classroom for you to do ahead of time. So I'm going to go back to our Google Classroom and show you the final exam. And if you do this ahead of time, I'll correct it for you so that you can get my corrections. So week 3, we don't, oh, here's the final exam. Okay, so this is what your final exam is going to look like. So she wants you to do a fishbone diagram for your final exam. So the first question on the final exam is explain how you might use a fishbone diagram. Remember, we talked about a fishbone diagram to identify why your cell phone or other piece of equipment might not be working. So first I wrote a little paragraph. It says, I might use a fishbone diagram to figure out why my cell phone isn't working. I could use the 6 categories to brainstorm all of the reasons why my cell phone might not be operating, to make sure to investigate all of the possibilities. Okay, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. I don't know if I can actually. Well, that's okay. Control plus. All right. Make this bigger so you guys can read this. So here is the example diagram. I actually have a bigger version of this. So I'm going to go back to classwork, and I made one there for you guys to copy and fill in so that you could use it to turn in on Canvas. So it's right here. It's called, oh, did I upload it? I thought I did. Reading packet. Oh, shoot. I didn't upload it yet. Okay, that's okay. Later on, I'm going to upload it for you guys. So if you look, remember the fishbone diagram has these categories. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Motivation, method, people, machine, materials, equipment. So up here is the head of the fish, and it has the question or the statement, why my cell phone isn't working. Okay, and then I came up with reasons in each of these categories why my cell phone might not be working. So first, I looked at people. Well, what could people be doing wrong to make my cell phone not be working? Maybe I don't know how to operate my cell phone. Okay, so maybe I'm the problem, right? So I'm not tech savvy. Okay, so that's a people problem. That's a problem with the operator, the person trying to use the phone. The next one is called method. And it means maybe I'm using the cell phone wrong. I don't know how to work it. Okay? So I'm using the wrong method of operating the cell phone, right? Or maybe the problem is with my motivation. Maybe I'm too lazy to learn how to use the new phone, right? Maybe I'm just too lazy to figure it out. So it might be a problem with motivation, okay? Or instead of machine, I said software. We have software on our cell phones. We have apps, right? And we also have the operating system. Maybe there's a problem with the app or the operating system. So that would be a software problem. The software is not working. That means one of the programs on the phone. Or maybe there's a problem with the materials. So, like, for example, things that go with your phone, like your charging cord. Maybe your phone is not working because your charging cord is broken. Okay, that would be a materials problem. Or equipment. So I called equipment hardware. So maybe you dropped your phone and it broke something on the inside of your phone. So now there is physical damage to your phone that's causing it not to work. Okay? So these are the things that you can put in your fishbone diagram. You do not have to use why my cell phone isn't working, because over here it says, or other piece of equipment that might not be working. So I'm going to post this fishbone diagram in week 3. Actually, I thought I did post it. So let me go back. Maybe I just forgot to put it. Here it is. Found it. I just forgot to put it in week 3. Okay, so I'm going to put this in week 3, and then you guys will be able to find it. Here is a blank fishbone diagram. It's actually not blank, but you can write in it. So if we go down to week 3, you can see here is the fishbone diagram. Okay, and if you click on it, up opens the fishbone diagram. You could erase things from here and write different things, okay? So if you click on these boxes, so you can make a different problem and you can make different solutions. So I suggest that you not copy mine, because everyone in the class will have the same one and the teacher will think that you're cheating. Okay? So you do not want to copy mine. You want to come up with one of your own, right? Some other piece of equipment that isn't working, like your computer or your dishwasher or your toaster or your blender or something that's you have at home, right? Not your cell phone. That way, everybody will choose something different and the teacher will not think that you're cheating. Okay? So
Teacher,
everybody should choose their own. But this is just for you to understand how to do a fishbone diagram. And also, I created one for you to type into. Okay, when you're ready to upload this to your Canvas, you can save this onto your desktop or into Paint. You can take a picture of it, save it into Paint, or you can save this document onto your desktop, okay, and then upload it.
teacher,
Maybe at the end of class, if we have time, I'll show you again how to do that. All right, so that's the fishbone diagram. There's one more thing on the final, and it is this chart that she wants you to make. And it is about buying a car. Okay, so this is the question on the final. It says you want to buy a new or used car, but your best friend does not think it's a good idea. make 3 columns. So these right here are columns. 1, 2, 3. Those are the columns. In the first column, list the criteria. So look right here, I've written the word criteria. You would use to help you decide. Obviously, cost is one criterion, but you might want a certain type, color, etc. Again, don't copy mine. You can come up with your own criteria. I put cost, practicality. That means how well is it going to serve me in my life for the things that I want to use it for. Efficiency, meaning how much gas does it use. And looks, meaning do I like the way it looks. So those are the criteria that I chose to consider when buying a car. Okay, but you will choose your own criteria. You might want to choose the size of the car. You might want to choose the color of the car. You might want to choose what type of car, like is it an SUV or is it a coupe or is it a sedan? Okay, you choose different criteria. Again, if you choose mine and everybody chooses mine, then it's gonna look like you guys are cheating, right? So you have to pick your own. All right. Next, she said, make a column that addresses the reasons why you should buy the car. Okay, and it relates to the criteria. So for cost, why should I buy the car? And I said, well, the car is expensive, but it has desired features. That means there's things about the car that I really like and need. So it's worth the cost, right? It's expensive, but it has the desired features I want. Why not buy the car? It is too expensive. It's a very expensive car, right? So that could be a reason why not to buy it. So you're saying, why should I buy it? Why should I not buy it? When it's in relationship to cost. So that's the last column is why not. And it says third column, list the opposing reasons. See the example below. So she had written an example on her canvas that looks a lot like this one, okay? So the next one was efficiency, was the criteria. Why buy this car? Well, it gets pretty good gas mileage. It's pretty efficient. Why not buy it? It's not electric. So it could be more efficient, but it's still gas, right? So it's pretty good gas mileage, but it's not electric. It could be more efficient, right? Last one, looks. Why should I get it? I do like the color. Why should I not get it? I don't really like the body style. Okay, so this is the kind of chart that you will be making and putting into your final exam on Canvas. I can make a empty graph for you guys to fill in. It's very easy to do, and I'll show you how to do it right now. When you go into a Google Doc, an empty Google Doc, you can create your own table. You say insert. First of all, I want to go back to the one I was just in so I can count how many I need. I need a 1, 2, 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need a 3 by 5 table. Okay, so I'm going to say insert table 3 by 5. And this is how you create your own table in a Google Doc. And then remember, in the first column, she wants you to put the word criteria. Oops, not this one, this one. She wants you to put the word criteria. And that means what things you're going to consider when buying the car. Here, she wants you to put why buy, question mark. Why should I buy the car? And then here, she wants you to put why not? Why should I not buy the car? Why not? Okay, I will post this blank table. It's going to be called criteria for buying a car. Okay, and I will call it that same thing in the document. Control C, Control V, and then I'm going to say criteria for buying a car. I'm going to center that on the page. Okay, so I'm going to make this a blank document in your week 3 classwork. So I'm going to go up here. I'm going to create an assignment. I'm going to say, let's see, buying a car criteria. Criteria for buying a car table. You may use this table to fill in for your question number 2 on the final exam. You may use this table to fill in for your question number 2 on the final exam. Okay, I'm going to add that table that I just made. It's a blank table right here. And then I'm going to make one for each and every student. Make a copy for each student. So I'll put this into our week 3. And it's going to be due the 18th, the same day as your final. But you want to get it in before that, right? The final is due on the 18th. And I'm just reminding you when everything is due by putting that due date. And then assign. So now you all have a blank table to fill in and copy to your desktop so that you can have something to upload for your final exam. Okay. Any questions about the journal entry and the final exam for week number 3 on Google Classroom? I mean, on Canvas. Any questions? It's pretty straightforward. She actually made your final exam pretty easy, I think. Not bad at all. Okay, so that's for week 3. Remember, your week 2 stuff is due this Sunday night. Okay, don't miss the turn-in deadline. And if you want me to correct it, it has to be turned in by tomorrow morning. And remember, don't turn in your work twice, only once to me. All right, so we have not finished. Any questions? No questions? We haven't finished talking about the last part of our reading packet. And so one of the questions in your journal entry referred to creativity. So let's go to that. We're going to go down, and in the reading packet, there's a section that talks about creativity. Remember last time we talked about the check sheet, right? You can have a sheet that you fill out in real time when you keep track of problems that happen or errors that happen. And that way, by the end of the week, you have a record of where the errors or problems happened, and you have a good idea of where most of them are happening. So we discovered that whoever is assembling part number X1011, they're not doing a very good job. There are many mistakes in their assembly process, right, with the solder. Okay, so that was the check sheet that we talked about. Okay, and then we talked about barriers to problem solving, meaning sometimes we make assumptions and they're wrong. And we base our assumptions on our past experience or our personal opinions. Okay, and sometimes we have narrow vision because we are people of limited experience. So sometimes we just don't see all of the other possibilities that are out there. So that's why it's really important to learn how to be a creative or outside of the box thinker, right? Somebody who thinks of new and different kinds of solutions, because sometimes those are the best kind, the ones that solve the problem the best way. So what is creativity? It's the process of generating. So here's a new word, generating. Everybody say this, generating. Generating.
Generating.
Perfect. So that means beginning or starting. Those two are synonyms for the word generating. So this word gena or genesis, have you ever heard the word genesis? It means the beginning, the very beginning. So generate is the verb form of that, and it means to start something from the very beginning. The process of generating something new that has value. You can have many ideas, but some may not have value. Okay, so you can have some that are like duds, bad idea, and some of them that are like bing, whoa, that's it, that's the one, right? It's outside of the box thinking, and everybody recognizes it pretty quickly that it's a good idea. So in their book, Think Like a Freak, Stephen D. Levitt and Stephen L. Dubner give the following steps. Whatever problem you're trying to solve, it's important to define the problem, or better yet, redefine the problem. Look at the problem in a new way and avoid looking for the obvious cause or easiest solution. Approach problems like an 8-year-old would. What kind of questions would a child ask? Kids are naturally curious, and we've talked about this already. Approach it from the ground level, like you've never seen anything like this before. So here are some ideas to start thinking creatively, taken from 20 problem-solving activities to improve creativity by Andrew Tarvin. And you can go to that link and read about these ideas, but Professor Ian Yellow, she gave us a few of them that she liked. It says, write your problem as a newspaper headline. I think this one's quite funny. So sandwiches disappear from company refrigerator. Like that's a big news story. And I'm trying to think, if I had a problem at home that I needed to make a headline about, it might read something like somebody swipes daughter's sandwich from the fridge. We have that same problem at home. People eat each other's food out of the fridge. So now everybody has to write their name on it. Okay. So it's kind of just a fun way of wording your problem. It basically forces you to narrow it down to the most important and words regarding the problem. I'm trying to think, does anybody have a problem they'd like to try this with? Making a newspaper headline out of it. I mean, you could tell it to me and I could try to make it into a newspaper headline. I remember, Juan Carlos, you were talking about your problem of turning in your work late.
Yeah.
So we could make a headline. Student fails to turn his work in on time and gets dropped from the class. Something like this. I don't know. Honestly, this one to me is more of just a fun type of way of looking at it, but it just encourages like being playful with your ideas. Sometimes being playful helps you to be more creative. Okay, so we're going to try this one, 40, 20, 10, 5. Explain your problem in 40 words, then cut it down to 20, then 10, then 5. So I'm going to open up a blank document. This is going to be interesting. So I need to keep those numbers up on the screen. So I'm going to make two windows. There we go. Side by side here. Come on. And then I need to make a new Google Doc. Okay, so first of all, I need you guys to start brainstorming problems. Can somebody brainstorm a problem that we can write about? I need your help. Can you use your creative mind tonight and tell me a problem? Maybe something from your work, Louise, or something that went wrong at home. Everyone?
Should we send kids to school before vaccination?
Okay. All right. So the problem is our kids want to get back to school, and we don't know whether we should send them or not. So the problem is we don't know what the best solution is. All right, so in 40 words. So I'm going to have to do this in 40 words. The problem, during COVID-19, students have been forced to attend school online, but parents and the government don't know whether or not it will be safe to send students back to school in person before a vaccine. Okay, how many words was that? Is there a way? Hey, Vamsi, are you on? How do I count? How do I do a word count? I think there must be
Yeah.
a way to count words. I wonder where it is. File. I know there's a word count somewhere.
It is in the tools.
It's in tools?
Yeah.
Okay. Right up here. Oh, tools.
Tools.
Okay, cool. Yay. I love it that I have someone who knows. Tools, yay, word count. There it is. Oh my God, that was only 36, you guys.
Yeah, 36.
I
Four
only
more.
need 4 more words. I only
Yeah.
need 4 more words. I did pretty good. Okay, 4 more words. During COVID-19, students have been forced to attend school online, but their parents, okay, that's one more word, and the government don't know whether or not it will be safe to send students back to school in person before there's 2 more. Hey, woo, I did it. There's 40 words, okay? Before there is a vaccine. Oh, before, there we go. There is a vaccine. Okay, this is 40. What's the next number that I have to narrow it down to?
20.
20. All right, now we have to do the same problem in 20 words. Now I gotta narrow it down. Okay. Students have been forced to attend school online, but people don't know when it will be safe to let them return to school in person. Okay, let's see how many words this is. Let's do it. Tools, word count. 25. So I gotta get rid of 5 words. Students, okay, I'm gonna say must. That's gonna get rid of 2 words. Oh, that's gonna get rid of 4. Must, that's gonna get rid of 3 words. So just 2 more words. Students must attend school online, but people don't know when it will be safe for them to, no, darn it, that won't work. For them, okay, safe to let them return to school. I'll take out in person. Okay, that's pretty close. Let's see what I did. How many words did I do? Tools, word count. 20. And it was supposed to be 20, right? All right. What's the next number?
10.
All right. This is getting difficult. Students must attend school online. Wow, I don't know. I have to do this in 10. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But when is it safe for them to return? Oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have to get rid of 4 words. Students attend school online, but I have to keep must. Any suggestions?
Students must attend school online before it is safe.
Okay. Oh, let's take out for them. When is it safe to return? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Okay, let's do sentence 1, and I'll take out but. I'm pretty close. Students must attend school online. When is it safe to return? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Only one word. Students. Okay, that's it. Students attend school online. When is it safe to return? Now I have to do 5. What are my 5 going to be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it should be this question right here. When should students return to school? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just have to get rid of 1. What's the 1 going to be, you guys? When should students return? 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. I think I got it close enough. What do you think? So, what do you guys think? What did this accomplish? What was the whole purpose of this anyway? What did this accomplish?
When should the school be open?
When should the school be open? Let's try that one.
When should the school be open?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's still 1 over. When should we reopen school? How about that?
Yeah.
Let's try that. When should we reopen? That counts as 1 word. School. I think we did it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Woo! Okay. You guys, so my question is, what was the purpose of this? What did we accomplish, or what was the good thing about doing this?
Simplify the problem.
Yeah, it basically simplified it, narrowed it down to the basic, very basic question. Yeah. So interesting, kind of fun. I don't know if in a meeting you're really going to want to sit down and do this activity. I think this is kind of more like a solo activity. Maybe somebody working on a problem by themselves. They might want to narrow it down to its most basic elements. So maybe the boss, before the boss even goes into the meeting, maybe, right? He has the problem narrowed down already to present to the team. And then the team can decide if that narrowed down problem is the one that they agree with. Okay, so there's more like that. I don't think we should spend all night going through every single one of these. You guys can check them out.
Excuse me, may I ask you something? Excuse me, in these statements or questions, it has to be the exact number of words. The exact.
I just did what it asked me to. I don't think it's that important, for it to be exact. But I just did it for the fun of it tonight, just to be exact, because it says specifically 40, 20, 10, 5. So I just tried to, for the fun of it. And then there's other ones here, the 10 by 10 matrix. I'll try and show you this one. Let me go to another document. So the 10 by 10 matrix, it looks like this. I've actually not done this before. So, oh gosh. So let's go back and read what the criteria are for the 10 by 10 matrix and see how it works. So, where is my document? I'm like missing my document. Is it here? I know. Huh. Maybe it's floating around here. I must have accidentally closed it. That's okay. I'll go back here. Oh, here it is. Okay, so it says, sorry guys, I'm like getting lost here. All right, generate a list of 10 ideas for solving a problem. Pick one of those and generate 10 variations. All right, so I guess we could stick with this same problem. So what are some solutions? So say we want kids to go back to school before there's a vaccine for COVID. What are some possible solutions for allowing kids to go back to school? What could they do at school that would make it safe? I'm just going to start, and we have to do 10 different ways that it could be safe. So go ahead, start telling me some ideas.
Wear mask.
Wear masks. Okay, there's idea number 1. Okay.
Social distance.
Social distance. Okay.
Wash hands.
Wash your hands or use, I'm going to put use hand sanitizer in the same one. Okay, what else?
Don't touch your face.
Okay, don't touch your face. Okay, what else? Maybe they can alter the schedule so not as many kids are on campus at the same time.
Yep.
Just like what Luis was talking about for his company, they had to alter the schedule, right? So that they could have fewer people present at the factory at the same time.
Yes.
So alter the schedule to reduce the number of kids present at the same time. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 5 more.
Prepare activity that less touch.
Okay. Okay, so activities that don't involve touching things and people.
On people, yes.
Okay, you know, another thing would be sanitizing surfaces like desks, keyboards. Sanitize desks, keyboards, doorknobs, stuff like that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Man, doing 10 is hard. We have 3 more.
Exercise help you health, keep you health.
Okay, stay home if you're
Health.
stay home if you're sick.
No, I mean exercise. Like immune, body
Exercise.
immunity exercise.
Exercise?
Stay healthy.
Stay healthy. Okay. Stay healthy. Okay. That's really general. But basically, stay healthy with food, by eating right, exercising, and sleeping well. Okay, so those are like things that help stay healthy by eating right, exercising, sleeping well. Okay, I was
Do not
thinking,
reuse props.
what?
Do not reuse props.
Okay, so maybe bring your own. Bring your own supplies. Don't use school supplies. All right. 1, 2, and then I think stay home if you're sick. That's a big one, right? Stay home if you are sick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
10.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, we did it. So now we choose one of these and we make 10 variations on it. So I can tell you right now, I think the one that we should do is alter the schedule, because I could foresee there being 10 different alterations of a schedule. So now alter the schedule is the topic, and now we need 10 ways to alter the schedule. So what are some ways we could alter the schedule? Some kids go on which days?
Alternate days.
Some kids go
Monday.
on like Tuesday, Thursday. Other kids go on Monday, Wednesday, and they alternate Fridays. Okay, so there's one. What's another one?
Split the kids in morning and I don't know evening. Like
Some kids go
yeah.
in the morning, and some kids go in the evening. Okay, that's a good one. What else? You could do like at your work, Louise, some people worked from home and some people went to school, right?
Yes.
You could have some online learners. Maybe some kids want to stay home.
Mm-hmm.
Some online learners and some at school learners. Because there may be some kids who don't want to return to school. That's only 3. We have 10 more to go. I have no idea how hard it would be to do 10 of everything. It could go on and on. I think that's enough of a point. So, I mean, this one, it tells us to do 10 by 10 by 10, meaning keep going. So after we have all of the different schedules, then we have to do 10 variations of that. To me, 10 is a lot. Having experienced this now, it's quite a lot. I might narrow it down a little bit. But it does force you to think of a lot of different things. So, I mean, look at all these that we came up with for social distancing and staying safe. And all of them are very good. I don't think I would want to eliminate any of these, really. They're all extremely important. And then I think so far, all of these ideas that we have for possible variations on the schedule they're all pretty good ideas. I just don't know if we chose one of these, how would we do 10 variations of it? I guess if we chose morning kids and evening kids, we could do like change the times around and stuff like that. But 10 would be a lot. So, okay. Guys, it's 7 o'clock. I only wanted to go for an hour tonight because it's Friday night and I want everybody to go enjoy their Friday and their weekend. I feel like we've gone over everything pretty carefully. You know that your week 2 stuff is due this Sunday. And if you want me to correct it, it needs to be into me by tonight because I'm correcting everything in the morning. And you can begin your week 3 assignments right now if you want to on Google Classroom. But Professor Ian Yellow will be posting it on Monday. And it will include the final and a journal entry. And one last thing that we haven't looked at yet, and those are the discussions. I think she has a discussion for week 3. So let me look at it. That might be the last thing that we didn't look at. For week 3, she has the journal entry, the final exam, and the discussion board number 2. But there's no way to click on it. So I'm not sure why her discussion isn't up yet. So I'll ask her about that. Because on the previous modules, weren't we able to open the discussions? I'm going to go to week 2.
We can go to menu, discussion. There.
Okay, discussions.
Yeah.
And then let's see. So discussion board number 2. Oh, it's not out until October 18th. Okay. So we'll talk about this on Tuesday. All right. We'll talk about the discussion on Tuesday when we meet next week. All right. Any questions, comments, suggestions? Cool. Have a great night, everyone, and a good weekend.
Thank you for
Thank
the
you. Bye. Thank you.
thank you for the help and
Thank you.
for the
Bye.
you know,
Bye-bye. Have a good weekend.
yes,
Bye.
for the homework. Thank you. We
You are
appreciate it.
welcome. All right. I'll be correcting your stuff in the morning, so have it to me by tonight if you haven't turned it in yet. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
teacher.
Bye, guys.